In 1985, the Transformers toy line introduced Triple Changers, robots who could transform into not one, but two different vehicle modes. 1987 kicked things up several notches with the introduction of the first Six Changer, the Decepticon Six Shot, who could transform from robot mode to 5 separate alternate modes. These are the basics on how the Autobots got in on the Six Changing Act in 1988, with the introduction of Quickswitch. The original Quickswitch toy could transform into a jet fighter, a hovercraft, a laser pistol, a drill tank, and a Puma. But according to his profile, Quickswitch's multiple modes were nothing compared to his multiple moods. His demeanor would change uncontrollably from moment to moment, leaving allies and enemies alike unable to predict whether they'd be dealing with a gentle, compassionate bot or a merciless, hate-filled warrior. The commercial for Quickswitch's toy added an extra element to his story not mentioned in his profile. It declared that he was Six Shot's son and had joined the Autobots to make good where his Decepticon father went bad. However that was supposed to work, the idea was never explored, as outside of that commercial, Quickswitch didn't appear in any American media. He got name-checked in one of the new framing sequences added to reruns of the animated series that year.
I promised Quickswitch I'd help him test Cybertron's new security system.
But his only actual appearances in media of the time came in publications from the United Kingdom. The UK version of the Marvel comic book featured him in a short 5-page story in which he saved the patrons of McAdam's old oil house from an attack by the metal-eating aliens, the Mechanibals. And he was also the star of the storybook Decepticons Underground from British publisher Ladybird, which saw him tracking down a hidden subterranean Decepticon base on the planet Nebulos. For its release in the Japanese market, Quickswitch's toy was recolored from green and red to shades of blue, and he was reimagined as a new character named Six Knight, who appeared in a handful of episodes from the Japanese exclusive animated series Super God Master Force, with a very different characterization to his Western counterpart. A member of the mysterious order of six-changing ninja transformers known as the Six Clan, the boastful Six Knight was an unaligned transformer who came to Earth to show off his power by offering to help the Decepticons crush humanity. Unimpressed by the Six Changer's arrogance, the Decepticons dared him to challenge the Autobot commander Jinrai to prove his worth. Six Knight was defeated by Jinrai and was stunned to discover that the Autobot was actually a Godmaster, a kind of transformer who was controlled by a human being. Humbled by his defeat at the hands of one of the beings he had believed to be weak and worthless, the repentant Six Knight became an ally to the Autobots, and ultimately sacrificed his life to save Jinrai from the menace of Black Zarak. Speaking of recolors, artwork also exists of Quickswitch in a purple and blue Decepticon color scheme, seemingly suggesting that Hasbro had initially intended to release Quickswitch as a Decepticon rather than an Autobot. But whatever the original plan had been, decades later, in 2016, the Transformers Collectors Club repurposed this Quickswitch recolor as a new Decepticon Six-Changer named Hexadecimal. It was just a year after that, in 2017, after nearly 30 years of being basically ignored, that Quickswitch got his first brand new toy since the original in the Titans Return toy line. Only available as part of the Chaos on Velocitron box set, this new Quickswitch was a retool of the previous year's Titans Return six-shot figure, and now shared his father's alternate modes of jet, tank, armored car, submarine, and winged wolf. The toy's head was formed by the Titan Master, Dynamus, who granted Quickswitch this power of so-called evolutionary mode switch. The release of this new toy saw Quickswitch incorporated into IDW Publishing's comic books early the following year. Appearing in the pages of the Transformers vs. Visionaries miniseries, Quickswitch was recruited to use his classic drill tank mode to transport a bomb into the depths of Cybertron in order to stop a magical superweapon from destroying the planet. he managed to successfully deliver his payload, but this first appearance also proved to be his last, as he was destroyed by magical energy in the process. Prior to Quickswitch's appearance in this series, IDW writers Nick Roach and James Roberts had each independently come up with their own takes on the character, but never had the chance to implement them in their comics. Roberts envisioned him as the first of a new breed of Autobot super warrior, built using a super spark from Cybertron's moon, with the ironic twist that he would turn out to be a pacifist. But he wound up reworking much of the story arc to be about Megatron instead. Roach, meanwhile, imagined Quickswitch as having been the victim of an Autobot false flag bombing, his six-changing body an outer shell that served as a huge life support machine for the mortally wounded robot inside. Unaware of Quickswitch's role in the Visionaries miniseries, Roach even slipped the character into a single panel in his own comics, as part of a group of rookie members of the Autobot commando unit, the Wreckers. But upon learning of Quickswitch's death, he retroactively declared that the rookie Wrecker was actually Six Knight instead. It's a sad little coda for Quickswitch, but one befitting his history as a bot who's always been a curious collection of interesting but unfulfilled ideas, who's still waiting for his chance to shine. And those are the basics on Quickswitch. Which of the stories that were never told grabs you the most? Six-Shot Son? Pacifist Super Warrior? Rookie Wrecker? Talk about it in the comments, and come back next week for the fourth and final installment in January's series of weekly episodes about obscure fan-favorite characters.